Hello and welcome back to Premier League Predictions, the show which does what it says on the tin. We're here for Game Week 26 of the Premier League season to predict all 8 games of this game. It's only 8 because there is a Carabao Cup final, meaning that 4 teams are out of action, but still an exciting game regardless. And of course, a Carabao Cup final, very exciting game. So let's start at the top of the game week then with the Saturday. There's no 12:30 kickoff due to the Carabao Cup, furious, but we do have 4 3 o'clock kickoffs to quench that appetite for football. So first up, it's Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. 2 European Cup winners, 2 sides who have had very contrasting campaigns this year, however. Nottingham Forest at the moment, they're supposed to have some point deductions coming their way, and they're also struggling regardless of those, so they're not doing so well. Aston Villa were challenging for Champions League football at one point. In fact, they still are up there for Champions League football. So both sides, very polarising seasons. Villa definitely the favourites, and they're at home, but they have been on a poor run recently. Can Villa get back to winning ways, or will Forest keep their good, draws? They keep drawing games. Can they keep that going?
But yeah, Villa were on a tough run. We beat Fulham last time out. That's a big win. Getting back on track, and they'll like to do the same here. Forest, I don't know how they beat West Ham. Football makes no sense. It's a joke.
It's a draw, wasn't it?
Was it a draw?
Oh no, that's the Bournemouth Newcastle game. Forest beat West Ham.
Yeah, strange result. Don't know how they got that. I don't think they'll win here.
Hudson-Odoi's playing like prime Ronaldo.
He won't score here. Villa 3, Forest 0. I'll go Watkins goal, a John McGinn goal, and a third from John Duran.
Fair enough. You sound like someone who has Aston Villa defenders in their FPL team. I am going to go for an Aston Villa clean sheet also, I think. Not sure why. No, actually, I'll go Aston Villa 2, Nottingham Forest 1. I'll say Callum Hudson-Odoi will continue his good run of scoring form, and he'll score again here. And then I will go for an Ollie Watkins goal, because it's the most predictable thing, and I need FPL points. And I will say an Alex Moreno goal. Now, he doesn't often come up with goals, but I think Emery's could give him a bit of attacking licence in this game, and I think he'll score against Forest. Up next, it's Brighton versus Everton. Again, 2 sides with very polarising campaigns. Everton are just climbed out of the relegation zone following their draw with Crystal Palace on Monday night. Brighton, they are fighting for the European places once again, but Brighton have been a little shaky at times. Everton, they've had some good games, they've had some bad games. I don't think their standing on the table reflects how good they are as a side, because you can see from their goal difference, the fact it's like almost positive. It's like -4 when all the other teams around them are like -20. They are a good side. If you added 10 points, they'd be fighting for Europe. Not quite, but they'll be in the conversation. So they're definitely not as bad as they look from the Premier League table. They could give Brighton a game here. What do you expect to see, Harry?
Yeah, Brighton looked brilliant against Sheffield United. I mean, it helped that Mason Holgate tried to ruin Meatham's career and get sent off. But they looked really good. Bit hit and miss. Everton were crap against a managerless Crystal Palace and managed to rescue a point in the last 6 minutes. So I will go Brighton 4, Everton 1. I think Brighton will take the lead through Welbeck, get a second through Mitoma, get a third courtesy of James Milner. The fourth will come from Brighton players. Simon Adingra, he's playing very well.
I was going to say, just came back.
Consolation, my Barble's ranting about Calvert-Lewin, so just for his sake, Calvert-Lewin goal for Everton.
Just shout out your barber?
No.
If he's okay. Well, if you're watching Harry's barber, there's one for you. I will go a slightly more modest 3-0 win for Brighton. I'll say a Simon Adingra double because he's been incredible. He's incredible at AFCON. Obviously, was scored in the final. I got an assist in the final, and he's continued that. Got played really well against Sheffield United last weekend. Equally at Sheffield United, but still did well. And I think he'll get a brace here. And then I will say, I want to go for a rogue one. I'm going to go for Facundo Buonanotte. He's been getting a few more minutes recently due to Brighton's rotation. And I think he'll score here against Everton. Up next, it's Crystal Palace versus Burnley. Everyone's favourite kickoff. This used to be a clash of great managers like Roy Hodgson and Sean Dyche. Now it's Oliver Glasner and Vincent Kompany. Glasner's first game in charge. No more Brexit will for either of these sides. So we're interested to see how he lines up tactically. And I think it's going to take Palace some time to adjust to tactics. But New manager bounce is a very real thing. Could that come into effect here? Maybe. As for Burnley, they need points desperately if they want any hope of survival. They already find themselves 6 points behind Luton Town, and they're now level on points with Sheffield United, who many are referring to as the worst side in Premier League history. So they need to improve, Burnley. Crystal Palace, though, they also need points to avoid being dragged into the relegation zone. Who do you see coming out on top here?
Yeah, you can look at this game two ways. You can either look at it and go, this is a really nice one for Glasner and Palace because it's Burnley at home in your first game. That's a nice settler. You could also argue it's a good game for Burnley because when you need points to play a team where their manager's been there only for a handful of days, could be an advantage, could be a disadvantage. I think this is perfect for Glasner, though. I think this will be a really, really good game for Palace. 3-0 to the home side. Hitting the ground running. Palace fans will be falling in love and making shrines of him already. I think Burnley are down. They are rubbish. I will go for goals from... Who's going to even score?
That's my problem.
Everyone's injured.
Exactly.
Mateta, make it 1-0.
Yeah, nice.
Then I will go for Adam Wharton to get the second and his first Palace
Not known
goal.
for his goal-scoring exploits, but he's a fantastic footballer.
And a third goal is going to come courtesy of Tyreek Mitchell.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know who else.
Pushing the boat out. I'm not even sure if he's fit anyway. But...
Yeah, he's playing against Chelsea.
Okay, he is fit then.
Minced by gusto.
There you go. I will say, because I think Palace are going to dominate this game. I think they're going to be the much better side. I think they're going to sorely miss Eze and Elise, though. So I will go Crystal Palace 1, Burnley 1. I think Palace's goal will come from Cheikh Doucouré. I think if he's fit. I'm not sure if he's fit. Everyone's injured at the moment. So if he's not fit, I'll go Joel Ward because he can't get injured. And then I will say for Burnley, it will be David Datro Fofana because he's in great form at the moment. Seems to be tearing teams apart. He's been a really inspired loan addition for Burnley. I think he'll mince Joel Ward after Joel Ward's goal. And then, that'll bring parity. And that'll be 1-1. But I think there'll be a lot of positive signs. I think a lot of Palace fans will be going, once we've got Eze and Elise back, we'll be cooking.
Yeah.
Up next, Manchester United versus Fulham. When we looked at this game earlier in the season, I thought Fulham were going to beat them. United got very fortunate in that game, and Bruno Fernandes' penalty was the only difference in a 1-0 win at Craven Cottage. Now, though, United are in a great run of form. They keep playing terribly, but Rasmus Højlund keeps scoring, so they could keep getting away with it for a while. As for Fulham, I genuinely have no idea how they're getting on recently. I've not seen them play. I don't know. I mean, they've been sacked mid-table, doing nothing all year.
Last week, but that was only 2-1.
Yeah,
isn't a bad result.
They're plodding along nicely, Fulham. They've had some good results this season. They've got Carabao Cup semis. They've played some decent football at times. If you're a fan of Fulham, I reckon life's quite good right now because they're not at risk of being relegated. They don't really have the resources to push for Europe. They're just happy mid-table. So they've got a test away at Old Trafford here. Do you see them getting anything from it? Will Rasmus Højlund keep his goal scoring going?
Yes.
Now
I will go for back-to-back 2-1 losses for Fulham. I think they'll take the lead here because Man United are good at that at home. I will go for a Bobby Decordova-Reid goal to open the scoring. Everyone's be like, United fall apart. And then it'll be a Højlund goal to level it up. And then a Bruno Fernandes penalty to make it 2-1. But it's going to be a very controversial penalty. And everyone's going to be like, that's not handball.
Fair enough. Rasmus Højlund, the youngest player to score in 6 consecutive Premier League games.
He's playing really well.
Just beat out Joe Willock when he went on loan to Newcastle. I will say Sergeant Ratcliffe, it's his first game as minority stakeholder in Manchester United, and I think it's going to go up in flames. I'm going to go Manchester United 0, Fulham 3. I think it's going to be one of those results where...
No.
Why not?
It's not going to happen.
I think it's going to be one of those games where United are finally exposed for the fact they don't play very well. Casemiro was terrible against Luton. Luton really should have got another goal in that game and taken a point from it, in my opinion, and not given them 2 goals in the first 8 minutes. So, yeah, United, I don't think they've been playing very well recently. They've been getting quite lucky, and I think this Fulham side are set up well to take advantage of that. I will say goals from Carlos Vinicius.
Yeah.
Is he fit?
Yeah. Scored against Villa last week.
I'll go Rodrigo Muniz, because he keeps getting off the bench and scoring goals, I believe. And then I will say... Well, I'm tempted to go Bobby Decordova-Reid. I'm going to go for João Palhinha.
Fair enough.
On the edge of the area.
Suspended.
Is he suspended?
I don't know. He's picked up a lot of yellow cards.
He's probably suspended. No, I think he'll score. I think United will then submit a £60 million bid for him following kick-off. And it'll be a nice 3-0 win for Fulham. Up next, it is another game where there could be an upset. It's Bournemouth versus Manchester City. Anthony Areola's Bournemouth side have been very good this season. Dom Solanke is currently the third top goal scorer in the league with 14 goals. And Bournemouth, they've been doing quite well. Some had them poised for relegation. Now, though, they seem closer to Europe than the drop zone. As Manchester City, well, they threw away their chance to go top when they drew with Chelsea last Saturday, which is arguably worse than if they were to lose to Bournemouth here.
Yeah.
And then in the midweek, they did beat Brentford to see themselves rise up to second in the table. But still, they're 2 points behind Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool don't play this weekend, so City could go... Well, it depends on... We haven't seen the Liverpool-Luton result, annoyingly, but City could end up going top. But yeah, they face Bournemouth. How do you think they'll get on?
Yeah, I think they'll be absolutely fine. This isn't going to be a problem, is it? It's going to be a bit of a breeze. I do think they'll concede. I'll go 3-1 to City. I think they'll take the lead through Haaland. They'll make it 2 through Foden. Then Solanke will get one back for Bournemouth. Everyone will be like, oh, can Bournemouth pull it back? And then De Bruyne's just going to score and ruin everyone's fun. And then we have to sit there for like the last 15 minutes and just watch nothing happen.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go for Bournemouth Manchester City. I think all of them will be scored by Erling Haaland. He's just delayed all the points he was supposed to score in FPL last week for everyone that triple captained him, and he's going to do it instead this week against Bournemouth, and everyone's going to be really annoyed at him. So a nice little 4-goal haul for Erling Haaland. Fairly easy to predict. I think City are too strong at the moment. And then up next, the 8 o'clock kickoff, move from 12:30, so we don't get a little bit of TNT evening action. It's Arsenal versus Newcastle. Arsenal, they've been one of the strongest sides in the division this season. They've had great defensive numbers, and they're finally finding their scoring boots with 6-0 and 5-0 displays in their last 2 games. Will they continue that trend and win 4-0 here? Hopefully. Who knows? Newcastle, though, they have been very up and down this season. Mixed results. Last weekend, a loss to Bournemouth. It isn't a great, or no, a late draw with Bournemouth.
Matt Ritchie scored in the Premier League.
Yeah, they've had Carabao Cup quarters, knocked out in the Champions League group stage. It's just not really been the season they would have wanted, Newcastle. They now face a tough test away at Arsenal, and Arsenal side who have been fairly flawless throughout this campaign. How do you see them getting on?
Yeah, Newcastle had a lot of silly results. As you said, it's 21 goals in their last 5 games for Arsenal. Absolutely staggering numbers. And for me, there's only one winner here, and I think it'll be another silly game for Newcastle. I will go for Arsenal 4, Newcastle 1.
Not continue the trend of Arsenal winning 6-0, 5-0, 4-0.
I really don't think Newcastle will offer much here. I think Arsenal will take the lead through Bukayo Saka. They'll get a second through Odegaard. Gordon will then get one back for... No, he's injured, isn't he?
I think Gordon's back, isn't he?
Is Gordon back? Yeah, go on then.
He played against Bournemouth.
He scored. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Gordon to get one back from Newcastle, make it 2-1, and then we have a third from Saliba and a fourth from Kai Havertz.
Fair enough. I'm going to go Arsenal 4, Newcastle 3. I think it's going to be very similar to that Luton game early in the season. I think Newcastle are quite a good side going forwards, but quite open defensively. I think in a game here against an Arsenal side who do like to sit, who are very defensively strong, I think Newcastle could overwhelm them at times though, so I'm going to go for a goal from Alex Isak and then a goal from Gordon. Everyone's going to be going, have Arsenal thrown away their chance at the title here? But then Saka will score, Odegaard will score, Martinelli will score, they'll go 3-2 up. Newcastle then level in the 89th minute through a Fabian Schär header. But then in the 94th minute, Declan Rice will score a late winner. Similar to... Exactly, that's what he does. And I think he'll score late on here, and then Richard Keys will go, Declan Nice. And it'll be really good for everyone. So that's what we want to happen. On to the Sunday then, and while this is hardly the blockbuster fixture in English football of the day, we do have a 1:30 kickoff between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Sheffield United. Now, Wolves, they've been very good this season. They beat Tottenham last weekend. They've had quite a good season. They do now have Matthias Cunha out injured though, but still they should have enough with Pablo Sarabia, with Hwang Hee-chan and with Pedro Neto to have a quite lethal front line. As for Sheffield United, they are one of the worst teams I've ever seen in the Premier League. In fact, probably the worst team I've ever seen in the Premier League, and I don't see how they have any hope here. So Harry, with that glamorous intro out of the way, how do you see them faring in this one?
I mean, I couldn't give less of a shit about this game. It's one of those, right, Carabao Cups afterwards. It's been moved to the half one. All good kick-off time, no one likes it. Unless you're a fan of these two clubs or you're at the ground, you're going to be doing something your day, enjoying your Sunday. You're going to be going out and then get back in time for the Carabao Cup final. You're going to be doing something...
Because they will be doing build-up for the final.
Exactly. You're going to be having fun. You're going to be seeing people doing whatever. You're going to get home just for the Carabao Cup final, check your phone. Oh, it's 7-0 Wolves. That happened. It's one of those games. No one's going to pay attention to it. Wolves get absolutely.
It's the kind of game I'm only going to care about if I do end up transferring in Hwang this week.
Yes, I will go. João Gomez, Hwang hat-trick. You said Cunha was injured, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no, I think Wolves.
Pedro Neto?
Yeah, Pedro Neto 2. That's a 6. And then a 7th will come through Totti.
Fair enough. Love it. Great predictions. I will say Wolves 2, Sheffield United 0, and it'll be a Hwang goal and a João Gomez goal, and no one will care. There you go.
I just don't care.
Apart from the one person who captained Hwang and he got a goal and assist and 3 bonuses, so be very happy with his afternoon's innings. And whoever's got Wolves defenders, not sure why you would, but there you go. Lovely little 6 points for you.
Yeah.
On to the Monday then, and it is West Ham versus Brentford. Love a bit of Monday night football. It's a West Ham side who are still in Europe, are challenging for Europe, but it had a bit of a blow last weekend when they lost to Forest and that followed a tough result against Arsenal. A few privileged West Ham fans calling for the sacking of David Moyes, which in my opinion is completely delusional. However, they are going to be tested here again. Brentford, they put up a fight against City in the week. They put up a fight against City a few weeks before that. And they're not a bad side now they've got Ivan Toney back. So, will West Ham continue their slump, or will they buck the trend against Brentford?
Yeah, West Ham look really poor, and just sack David Moyes. I mean, just shut up and blow your bubbles. And, this game against Brentford is going to be another tough one. Brentford gave City a good go on Tuesday night, and I think they'll get a win here. I will go West Ham 0, Brentford 3. Blow your bubbles, they're going to get burst by the bees. I will go for a Toney goal, a Jensen goal, and a third from Ben Mee's massive head.
Yeah, gotta love the bubbles getting popped by the bees. I will say... Oh, okay, sorry. I was going to say, you're putting that in your bio now. Okay, that's your quote. I will go West Ham 1, Brentford 1. Who knows?
Fair enough.
I'll say a West Ham goal from James Ward-Prowse free kick, because he hasn't scored any this season that I remember, and he needs to. As for Brentford, I'll say Ivan Toney, because who the fuck else is going to score? So there we go. A nice little point for both the sides. Neither side's really in risk of being relegated. Neither sides, well, I guess Brentford are actually, aren't they? Brentford aren't doing very well at the moment.
West
So
Ham
a point will be crucial.
Europe. They need to, realise
They could win the Europa League. They'll be in Champions League next season.
No, they won't do that.
Okay. But yeah, that's everything for this game week. Do not forget, though, we are live this Sunday for the Carabao Cup final. As a Chelsea fan, I'm very excited for it. You excited for it, Harry?
I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm so optimistic to lose 3.
I've been singing Three Little Birds by Bob Marley all week. I've been singing Chelsea chants, we're going to Wembley, all of that. Very excited. So join us. We'll be live half an hour before kickoff, so a little earlier than we normally are, in order to give ourselves time to really cover everything we want to talk about before the final. So join us there. We're very excited for it. I'm sure you guys are as well. It is a it's a 2:30 start, so we'll be live from 2:30, kickoff at 3:00. Very excited for it. Join us there. But that's everything from us for this week. If you're a fan of the women's channel, go and check out that, because we are live tonight for England, Austria as well. So look out for that. But that is everything. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to keep watching our content, there's going to be a video covering Harry's face right now. It's probably the one about the J-League, so go and click that. That's everything from us today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.